Hey, we're live.
Yowza. Hello, everybody. Enjoying.
We're getting a quick trickle today.
What's that?
I said we're getting a quick trickle today. I like it.
That's what we're about.
Yeah. Gotta quiet that down, so that's not a problem.
Hope y'all like some royalty-free, free streaming content creator audio pop punk, because I do.
This is going to be fucking hilarious. One fun fact, and I'm actually laughing at this. I love the effort you put into the peak in high school, like through the character map thing. It's totally not showing up on Facebook.
What's that?
I love that you like put all the effort into making like a new peaked in high school like logo down to the bottom. It's totally not translating onto Facebook.
That's okay.
Yeah, you get the point, everybody, right?
Everyone gets it.
Peaked in high school.
So I hope everyone's having a stellar Monday. If it weren't for this show, I wouldn't know what day of the week it was on any given week. So that's helping me out on a personal level.
Are we double dipping me as well? Am I gonna be on both with you? Oh yeah, that definitely shouldn't happen.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh hey Jason.
Hey. How's it going?
It's going great.
Okay, this is gonna be difficult.
Don't worry, your pretty little head.
Was not prepared to be doing both with you, but we gonna do both.
Oh my bad. I don't communicate well, I'm told.
That's fine. That's fine. We're gonna do a whole lot of.
Well, you can pick one and ignore the other, and then people know where your loyalty lies.
No. We'll make it work for both for today, and then we'll go back to the drawing board. So what are we here doing, homeboy?
Oh, I'm cold chilling. Cold chilling.
Hard cold chilling.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. Welcome. This is a very special episode of Peaks in High School. So we have a guest. You see him. I see him. We hear him. He's pointing. Mr. Jason Greenberg of Bucketlist Entertainment is joining us in studio in the sense that we are both in different living rooms across the country. But
though we definitely wish we were in the same living room.
Very true. But here we are anyways. Yeah, thanks for coming on, buddy.
My absolute pleasure, man. I've been wildly excited to continue to watch you create this little monstrosity as I, press the ones and twos for you. So this is excited for me to be here.
Excited to see my life spiral steadily downwards.
Oh God, it's just gonna get worse and worse from here. We'll also make it clear for both audiences here. I'm wearing a shirt way too fucking small because somebody picked a picture from when I was way too fucking small.
Somebody shouldn't leave up old pictures of themselves, I guess.
Facebook's a bitch, isn't it?
Big Zuck Daddy getting us yet again.
Yeah, just getting zucked. Getting zucked.
Big time. So, if anyone missed it, this week's album, as chosen by all of you, is Silverstein's 2005 album, Discovering the Waterfront. First things first, do you pronounce it Silverstein or Silverstein? Because that's
Silverstein, come on.
Okay, I didn't know. I have heard people say it the other way, and it's made me feel dumb and question the first half of my life. But it's good to know we're on the same page with that.
Yeah. It's most definitely, as
so that's good.
My good man here has mentioned, it is the Steen. I've seen them, I think, 9 or 10 times now.
Yeah, I'm probably in the same boat. I think as Canadian citizens with a general interest in rock and roll, you're kind of obligated to see them at least twice before you get your driver's license.
Yeah.
And beyond that, absolutely. It goes in stages after that.
Yeah.
Depends how long you keep your hair and the like. If you're not aware, which I feel like Silverstein gets overlooked a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Which isn't fair, but if you are unaware, the band formed 21 goddamn years ago. They were pretty early in the screamo, emo, metalcore scene. Again, very popular in Canada over the years. I couldn't count the number of times I've seen them at this point, but I do remember specifically seeing them on the 10-year anniversary tour for this album. Were you at that tour?
I was not at the 10-year. I was at the 20-year, which just so happened to be one of the sickest nights of my entire little 32-year life, because not only did they play all of their hits, they got off, they then played all of Discovering the Waterfront. Actually, no, they started with an acoustic set, then did Discovering the Waterfront, then did all their hits, and then I DJ'd, I say in a very loose term, DJ'd my first emo night in Montreal.
You're all across the map.
Yeah, deep in the guy liner, my friend. The openers that night were sick as shit too. I didn't catch I the Mighty, but apparently they were pretty good. And I'm gonna hate myself for forgetting this. They were one of my favorite albums last year. God damn it! Why am I forgetting the name of the band? But I can remember the name of the album, Brain Pain. Help me out here.
4 Years Strong, Playboy.
4 Years Strong. 4 Years Strong opened, and I think it was the first time that I saw them and genuinely fucking loved their set, and I've been in love ever since. It's like that sad boy part of my brain clicked, and I was all good to go, you know?
Yeah. Man. Yeah, fuck. Brain Pain ruled.
Brain Pain was sick.
I didn't think 4 Years Strong could be good ever again, but then they did. That was pretty cool. Turns out they just needed to want to not suck.
Which is hard when you're alive, you know? Yeah. Like,
I mean, my go-to state of being is sucking, so it's kind of hard not to.
That is not true. For everybody watching, if you've ever listened to or seen Swayze, fuck yes. Okay? I love your damn songs, and I love your damn face, and I love you.
I've got guys holding up the weight on me, so it works out. Kind of like tonight. That's why I brought you.
Oh, you thing, you. Let's get this ball rolling, baby.
Let's get into this thing.
Let's do it.
So, this album starts off with a fucking bang. Between Your Sword vs. My Dagger and Smile in Your Sleep, those two songs alone could pretty much define metalcore for me in the mid-2000s.
I mean, no, Killswitch exists, but I'll accept that for a moment.
Well, yeah. We don't all have tight t-shirts.
This is true.
Just most of us. Yeah, both these follow a pretty standard kind of song structure. The like sing a little bit, scream a little bit, sing a little bit, break down a little bit, but they both do it so well that it's impossible not to look past that and just fucking rage a little.
Hell yeah. I mean, it's not like we're asking for the world, you know? That's the only time I'm going to be able to do that. No, I fully agree. I remember there was a point where that riff alone was, like, in my head, the most badass thing in the universe. And I remember that song being, I think, my third mosh pit in my entire life. I was, like, 17 years old, late bloomer. And, yeah, no, absolute fucking banger. And the next one is almost the complete antithesis of it, and I fucking love it.
It is. They both have enough similar, but enough different that it's like, holy shit. In the first two songs, this band has pretty much covered everything I need. And it's only going to get a little better from there.
It is. It's great to see you doing an album that you actually like genuinely enjoy, by the way. It makes my heart swell.
It's weird, man. I'm not supposed to like stuff. So you remember your third mosh pit. Do you remember your first and second? Because that is a very strange recollection.
I do remember my first and second. My first was actually Killswitch Engage. I got my ass kicked. I got very quickly saved. Because, again, do remember, I used to fit into this fucking shirt.
That was before the muscles took over.
Yeah, well, I started drinking. And then I think my second mosh pit was just very later that night for Slipknot. It was the Unearthed Killswitch Slipknot tour that had come through Montreal. And it was a fucking banger, and it totally changed my life forever. And then I, for no conceivable reason whatsoever, became very, very, very closet emo. Like, I didn't admit it at all.
Trying to hide it.
I was listening to a whole fucking lot of emo and screamo.
Well, it was everywhere. And yeah, you can hate on it all you want.
Oh yeah.
At the time, but it was good. Some of it, a lot of it sucked.
It did.
I'm gonna rescind my initial. It was good. It was fine. Moving on. And then we get a different kind of sad.
Just that scream at your mom, get the fuck out of my room. Kind of.
Can I just be perfect? That one. It's songs like this that remind me that I'm glad I didn't have a lot of money when I was 18, because I would have had that tattooed across my collarbones.
Oh my fucking God.
I had so many lyric tattoo ideas, and
I would have married you right then and there.
I was broke. I've got dumb enough tattoos as it is. I didn't need any of that helping me.
Oh, I would have married you right fucking then and there. I feel like Ides of March was a song that only like the dudes that definitely had something to prove would bang more so than everything else on Discovering the Waterfront. You know?
It's probably the catchiest chorus on the whole thing. I will say that little breakdown right before the last chorus feels a little forced, but
totally.
They got to make sure they got to let people know they're still hard. It's important.
Rock hard.
Exactly.
Rock hard.
Rock hard. Let's move her right along. Footloose and
move right along,
free, as the puppets say. I won't forget you. This, I think, was the first Silverstein song I'd ever heard. Because I think it's because the video used to play on Much Loud, like round the clock, to get that Canadian content up. And I loved it then, and I love it now, and it's one of the cornier songs they have. The lyrics are cheeseball. They've got a bunch of unnecessary violins in the background, but it just hits.
It does. It fucking does. I honestly, again, this record has a very, very special place in my heart, but this particular story itself is worth remembering. So there was a Warped Tour of one of my fucking 47 times seeing Silverstein. There was a Warped Tour that I was deep in the crowd with one of my closest friends, Jacques, whom is actually in the crowd tonight. And if anybody wants to check him and his video game streaming out or any of his music, he's the Mobius Stripper. Look him up all over the fucking place. And yes, Lizard, Silverstein is indeed Canadian. They're kind of the Screamo Our Lady piece, I think is the best way to put it. They're like a band that people like to forget exists and are Canadian at the same time, you know?
I have gotten into full-blown yelling arguments in my late 20s over how good Our Lady Peace is.
Right?
Somebody tried to deny it.
Oh, come on. No. I mean, I would say up to like Satellite. After that, they start to sort of stray from the path a little bit.
Yeah.
But fucking fantastic band. And I know our Lord and Savior, Liz Imperiali, is gonna fight that fight right behind you, because fuck yes. But yeah, so I was
years and a heart likes Our Lady Peace.
Oh. So I'm at a Warped Tour. I'm right up front, and for whatever dumb reason, Jacques and I started slow dancing to "Discovering the Waterfront," right in the middle of whatever was supposed to be a mosh pit amongst like people truly like styling their hair like fucking dinosaurs, for Christ's sakes. It was awe-inspiring. I think we started a full-blown slope dance pit, and then after that, we're kind of spent and didn't really want to be in the crowd anymore. So all he did was say, "Hold me." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And he drops himself onto me, puts his shirt over his face, and pretends like he's gotten punched in the face. The entire crowd just splits open like we're fucking Moses and the fucking flock, and we just tear through. He gets up all normal, brushes his shirt off.
That is commitment to getting out of a crowd.
Right? And it was ingenuity that I didn't know that he had yet. And I still, to this day, what a clever motherfucker.
That's an impressive call. I don't know. I don't know that would have ever crossed my mind.
Next time you want to get out of the crowd, pretend you got a nosebleed, bro. Or punch yourself in the face.
That works too. That gets you out of a lot of situations because it makes you look nuts.
Straight up, do that shit at a Mumford & Sons show. It'll fucking work.
You will get out of those harsh Mumford & Sons mosh pits that we all know and love.
Moving it along.
On.
Oh, you definitely skipped one here, I think.
Yeah, I did skip over Defend You a little bit there, just
you
for
did. You're a little heartbreaker.
Time's sake. I'll just make a quick aside about Defend You. It's really interesting to hear that song now and to hear what they kind of grew into, because that's probably Defend You is probably the least like MySpace core song they put out. It was just straight ahead metalcore, a little whiny still, but I don't know. It was a sign of things to come, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And if you were listening to the song Discovering the Waterfront and you didn't want anyone to hear, you just hit next, and then all of a sudden it was hard rockin' tunes again.
Yeah, man. Just
Anywho,
angriest Canadians.
Angriest. I thought this song was on the number 23 soundtrack, My Heroine.
Really?
Because the music video has a shit ton of allusions to the number 23. And I found out tonight that it is not on the soundtrack, because why would it be?
I've seen that movie, and it's definitely, like, not in the movie.
No, it has nothing to do with it. Just for some reason, like, they're in that insane asylum, for lack of a better word, and the clocks are all at 2 and 3, and they just keep seeing it, and it's like, I choose to believe that this was their attempt to get the song on the soundtrack.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, don't worry, we already got the music video taken care of.
It's okay, guys.
Yeah, it's got nothing to
Just
do
take
with
us.
the movie, but it's got a lot of numbers. This is another one I saw a good million times because of the fine programming on Much Loud.
Yeah.
I get why it was chosen as a single. It's a little wimpier. There's a little bit of screamo. But I don't know. I find this song really boring.
It's, it's anthemic live. It's got a lot of love in it live. But otherwise, it doesn't,
Yeah, sitting in your bedroom listening to it doesn't hit the same way it used to.
Depending on how much you hate yourself, yeah.
Yeah,
if you're really just in one of those, like, fucking everything sucks, put on fucking My Heroine, yeah, you're just going to hate yourself worse. Because why would you, like, feel better listening to this song?
I don't know if that's the... Actually, yeah, if you do feel better after listening to My Heroine, something has gone terribly wrong.
Yeah. Somebody slipped something in your drink. Now, this one I fucking love.
You're an already dead man?
Oh, yeah. I don't even know why.
Probably because it fucking bangs, dude. It's definitely, if you can consider any of these songs deep cuts, I think it's one of the deep cuts.
Absolutely.
This, Always and Never, and 3 Hours Back were all songs I remembered probably the least.
Yeah.
I have listened to this album in the past couple of years, but these are songs that I know are there, and I'm certain I've heard them 1,000 times before, but I don't know. It's kind of nice. Every time I hear them, it's a little bit of a new experience until about halfway through, and then I remember, it's the song where they go, "Hey!"
Yeah. Deeply, deeply agreed. Always and Never does have a little bit of a slap to it as well, I gotta say. I think I often end up confusing those two songs. I'm not in this situation, I promise, but both have a lot of love to them. But as we both already said, like the album is strongest in its first fucking 2 tracks.
Yeah, it's front loaded for sure, except for one of the best songs, the closing.
Oof.
Call It Karma.
So many sing-alongs on this record, man.
Again, like, it's a lighter tune by comparison.
Yeah.
It's got another, like, amazingly catchy chorus, and it's got some of the higher and squeakier Shane Told vocals.
Absolutely.
It's got everything you need, and I don't know. It's a softer way to end the album, but I don't know how else you would.
Nah, you really. I feel like this really was the only option of all the songs on the record. This was the only option to close the record out with.
There's no other.
100% could have like separated Your Sword and Smile in Your Sleep just by like a couple of tracks, maybe. But
I think you could, but I think it says something that they were like, nah, we're just gonna put 2 absolute bangers back to back. We're not going to try to trick anyone into waiting till song 9.
Yeah.
Like, no, this is what you're getting. And if you like it, you're going to like it right off the hop.
Like, we're just going to punch you in the box right now.
Yeah. Right in the old wiener.
Make it happen. Make it fucking happen.
Yeah. This album sounds like 2005, and I fucking love it. I'm here for it, dude.
Yeah. I feel like by 2005, specifically, like that year specifically, was when emo and screamo and very, very like early-ish well, not early-ish, but like, evolved level, not full Charizard, but what's the one after Charmander?
Charmeleon.
That one. That was
emo
Charmeleon. Charmeleon level fucking metalcore. But like full on Pikachu emo screamo. But it all started to get a lot better around 2005. Things were starting to mature a little. Musicians were trying to sound like musicians and not necessarily like they were perpetually mutilating themselves. Which isn't a funny joke. But like, discovering the waterfront, like the early 2000s movement was at its best right midway.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. It had been long enough for that kind of scene to mature a bit, but it wasn't around long enough that it was stale by that point. I don't know. The album couldn't have come out at a better year than that.
No. It's not a phase, Mom. It's a fucking lifestyle.
It's truth. Coming from the dankest corner of my basement. It's not my mom's basement anymore, but it may as well be.
Hey, man, that's how you know you really made it as an emo kid. You're in your own basement crying.
Exactly.
What an album. What memories.
Big time. So this is, I believe, the third album I've done from 2005. So I'm trying to make sure I don't stumble over my own recommendations. But some albums from the same year. Textbook Tragedies, Partial Dialogue, Head Wound City, self-titled, Motion City soundtracks, Commit This to Memory, are all pretty banging still. I can't remember if I said those on any of the last episodes. If I did, just listen to them again, because they're all good. Some modern stuff, if you're into that kind of thing. Save Face had an album a couple years ago called Merci that I'm really into. I didn't just pick that because I'm talking to a man from Montreal. Believe it if you will. And Black Sheep Wall's songs for the Enamel Queen. Jason, what have you been listening to? Anything neat?
Oh, I am ashamed of what I've been listening to. I did give a quick dip into the 10-year anniversary album of Coloring Book by Glassjaw, who just announced a tour today. So hopefully that means we're going to see some more Glassjaw in the next year.
Did you see the tour they just announced?
Yeah, they announced a tour across the states. Hopefully this means that they will eventually cross the border and come up to us, frozen wasteland. And if they come to either of our cities, we're just going to have to run to each other's arms in Field of Daisies.
I have a feeling they're going to go to your city before mine, but we'll see.
Most definitely. This couch awaits you.
Sick, dude.
So yeah, I took a quick dip into Glassjaw, but in the spirit of all things early 2000 and wearing guy liner and all kinds of things like that, I actually gave the new Atreyu album a listen, and I'm not proud to say that there are some songs on there that I think are fucking way too dangerously catchy, and that's why I keep banging it, because they're stuck in my head and I'm just trying to rip them out. For anybody that didn't see it last Tuesday, I got to interview Brendan Saller, the former drummer and now sole singer of the band.
Yeah, that was a interesting revelation. I knew they were in singer shuffle mode, but that was kind of cool to hear.
Yeah, so their bass player is now their screamer, and Brandon does some of the screaming and all the singing, and they got a new drummer. Cool little shuffle. I gotta say, it kind of works for what they're going for right now, and I'm stoked that they're still at it. I know I'm one of the few guys that wants to see kind of a return to form on Suicide Notes and The Curse and stuff like that, but that's just because I'm a fucking nostalgia whore. I'm never gonna get out of that. But in between that, I've been listening to a whole lot of Like Pacific and a little bit of Dayseeker here and there, just to kind of cleanse the metalcore palette a bit.
Just to step into the new millennium a little. Well, right on. Thank you all for joining us. It's been a lot of fun. We're going to wrap up here, so if you got any questions, get them in now, and we'll be sure to answer them. Otherwise, as Jason said, there's an interview with Atreyu up on our Facebook and YouTube channels. You can check that out. It was intriguing, to say the least. Tomorrow evening at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that's 7 p.m. Real People Time, Jason is going to be chatting with vocal coach extraordinaire Melissa Cross of the Zen of Screaming.
Oh.
And he's very excited. He's going to show her his belly, I'm told.
So she's already seen it. So that's a lot of why she agreed to do this.
Well, it's good to know that paid off.
Yeah, much appreciation and praise and love to once again our mighty Liz Imperiale, who is everything bucket list and makes all of this go round for us. She put this together, as well as literally everything we do. So for anybody that thinks I do this or anything like that, you're fucking ignorant or willfully stupid, and I hate you either way. But
I can assure you that Jason is useless. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
So useless. No, yeah, I can't believe it's happening. I'm still kind of convinced that this is all a fever dream, that I am just, aw, thank you, Celsi. I miss you.
Getting some love.
I'm like certain the whole thing is just like somebody slipped some peyote into my fucking drink. I've been saying that for over a month now.
Well, it might be an elaborate prank. We don't know yet.
It might be. But no, she actually. So the story is she actually did like, as a surprise birthday thing, like a month and a half early. She called while Liz was hanging out with me one day. She's my only bubble mate during the horrible COVID. She called Liz via FaceTime. Liz threw the phone in front of me and she just screamed "Happy Birthday" at me. And I kind of reacted like a more emotional Troy from Community meeting LeVar Burton for the first time.
Well, that's a lot to take in at once.
You can't disappoint a picture. But yeah, she's just truly the sweetest person on the fucking face of the earth, and I'm so excited to talk to her tomorrow. So for everybody watching, please, both on you Instagram and on you Facebook, and I agree, Johnny, like Pacific, fuck yes. Please watch. Yeah. It's gonna be so cool. It's gonna be super educational. And
tune in, watch it live. After you've watched it live, watch it again on YouTube. That YouTube channel, by the way, segue, is Bucketlist TV. You can follow Bucketlist Entertainment on Facebook. You can follow Bucketlist Entertainment on Instagram and Twitter. If you would like, you can follow me at Justin Does Words on Twitter and Instagram. I'll have links to old episodes of the show. You can follow Jason home as he's walking home from the bar one night and sneak into his bedroom. He doesn't lock his doors.
I actually don't. That's not a lie.
You shouldn't tell people that.
No, but you can also follow me at the Saddestberg on Instagram. Please don't add me on Facebook. There's too many of you.
Rude. Yeah. Jason is an elitist. Do not give him the time of day. On that note, thank you, Jason, very much for joining. This was a lot of fun.
Pleasure. You are my universe. You are my heroine.
You and me to the moon, dude. Thank you all for joining on Facebook and Instagram. Tell a friend. I don't know. I started talking but didn't know where I was going to go. So
that's fine.
Thanks. Go listen to Silverstein. It's still great. You will love it.
Oh, do you have your albums for next week picked out?
I do not.
Ooh.
But that is a good reminder. Keep an eye out. We are a democracy here. So the next album covered in 2 weeks. So that's June 21st. June 21st. You will all be voting to learn or voting to decide which album we cover next. So keep an eye out on that. Thank you all. Good night. Be safe. Happy Pride. Happy Indigenous Awareness Month, I believe. Happy everything.
Just be aware of Indigenous lives. Be better.
Yeah, that doesn't have to be a monthly thing. That's just a good advice day to day.
Do it anyway.
Good night, everybody.
Love ya.